Om Bhurбhuvah Tatsaviturvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yonah Prachodayantam. So salam everyone, so let's continue our satsangs on our beloved Swami Sri Sathya Sai. So in this video, based on my books, all the links next to the video, so they're in a free domain, so my personal memories, stories about our beloved Swami Sri Sathya Sai. Well, and today I'll speak a little bit about chapter number 10. That's actually a third volume of my book, and this chapter number 10, the title goes like Frequent Personal Contact with Sathya Sai Baba. Okay, I came to Puttaparthi for the first time. That was very beginning of 90s, and actually for approximately 8 years I was interpreter for the Russian-speaking groups. Okay, as you remember, it was wonderful, amazing tradition in Sathya Sai ashram in his time, when sometimes he could invite personally somebody or some group of people from different countries or from different parts of India as well, just to his own room to speak personally, privately with the people. Most of the programs were public, like for thousands and sometimes even for few millions of devotees, but sometimes, yeah, it was really a chance to speak with Sathya Sai personally in his room. And normally that personal private meetings, that was, like 1 and sometimes 1.5 hours duration, and we call such meetings like interview. So interview means personal conversation with Sathya Sai. And of course, mostly in the Russian-speaking countries, people, they can't understand, can't speak English, and that's the reason why all Russian-speaking groups from different countries, from Russia, Ukraine, Belarus, Kazakhstan, etc., yeah, they communicated with Sathya Sai with the help of translators, like, for example, like myself. Of course, it was impossible to predict when and how Sathya Sai can invite this or that group, to the interview rooms. And sometimes people really could get this chance to speak with him personally quite a huge number of times, and for some people that was only 1 or 2 times, or even no chance at all. Always only Sathya Sai decided who and where and for how many times can speak with him personally. And it was no logic in that, because sometimes people may think, may ask, may discuss, okay, maybe highly advanced devotees could meet him personally. Or sometimes people think, no, really people with the problems. But there is no any logical explanation for all that opportunities. Of course not. Only his Sathya Sai, his divine will and wisdom, and he knew always for whom it would be beneficial to speak personally and for whom maybe not. And of course, for me it was a great chance to be a translator and interpreter during such meetings, such interviews, because that's a chance for me. At that time I was 21, 25, 30 years old, and it was a really great chance for me to speak with him, to be with him, to stay very close to him as many times as possible. My prayer to Sathya Sai was that he would allow me to communicate with him personally as much as possible, and he fully satisfied my desire. And of course, I was and I am very grateful for that. What was really all that interviews? How it was? Sathya Sai was always like mirror. He reflected our thoughts, our inner world, our emotions. And when people with real devotion in the heart came to the interview room, that was really blissful and amazing meetings. But sometimes people with a clever mind came and express in front of him how they spiritual, how they have a spiritual questions. So different people, but always his reaction was not according with our human words or mind, but according to our vibration and qualities. For him, all questions were important. Highly spiritual questions about meditation and spirituality, but at the same time, very personal human questions about family life, relationship, health, education for the children, etc., etc. So it means all questions which are important for us as human beings are important to the Lord. Of course, there are many spiritual masters who can say that, all that so-called worldly questions we're not going to discuss, but let's speak about high-level philosophy. But that was not the case with Sathya Sai. For him was important everything, our life, human life, on basic level like health, family, but education, any projects, and of course spirituality, meditation, self-inquiry, all questions. And for me it was very interesting and a great chance really to witness how visitors, devotees asked questions and what kind of answers people received from Swami. And it was always personal, because sometimes I remember the same question today and maybe similar or even the same question different people, other group can ask in a couple of weeks, but it will be always personal and can be different answer. And of course it was nice for me to witness all the miracles. Clairvoyance, healing power, and the power of materialization. For me it was mostly important and interesting not the object itself, which Sathya Sai could materialize to the people, but interesting and important were vibrations, my spiritual experience during the moments of this process of materialization. And mostly people think about, meaning of this kind of ring, that kind of ring, this kind of rosary, that kind of rosary, which materialized by our beloved Swami. But I can say that the moment of materialization, that was very special, because just imagine if you sit next to the Swami and he is just in the process of materializing something, what kind of vibration. It's amazing. And that, to concentrate and contemplate on that vibration. Let's continue our discussion next time, but today I'm just concluding my video. See you next time. Om Bhurбhuvah Tatsaviturvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yo Nah Prachodayantam